Cowsills.
You had to say hello, hello, hello. She smiled up at me. Then she took my hand and we walked through the park alone.
We think the timing of that sound was refreshing and different enough so that it came as kind of a relief and a release for some people.
The Cowsills included brothers John, Paul, Bob, Bill, and Barry, and sister Susan. Even Mom got in on the act. The clan was run by the family patriarch, William Bud Cowsill. He controlled the band with the kind of discipline and emotional detachment he learned in the Navy.
He's a guy who had a really horrible childhood and unfortunately shared that with his children.
From 1967 to 1971, the Cowsills released 7 albums, scored 2 gold records, and ultimately refused to star in a TV show based on their lives, The Partridge Family.
The reason that we didn't do it was because they wanted Shirley Jones to be the mother of this band. We have a frickin' mother, and what are we supposed to do, can her?
In 1969, the Cowsills scored another top 10 hit, a remake that turned gold. Just months after its release, Hair was selling more than 50,000 copies a day.
It was our biggest hit and it was our last hit. So we were riding it on the highest part of the wave at that point, but everything under the wave was decompensating and everything was going to crumble.
Then, one day in 1970, the band fell apart. While the family was packing for another tour, Bud caught his son Bill getting high and kicked him out of the group.
And Dad removed that from the equation. And you take one element out of an equation like that, the equation's going to collapse, and it did.
With Bill gone, the band was without a musical direction. To make matters worse, the Cowsills were spending more money than they were making.
We're all driving first class in United Airlines, the Million Mile Club, and the whole shot.
After years of reckless spending and bad real estate investments, the Cowsills had nothing left.
And it was like, okay, we're broke. I mean, we were broke very quickly.
With most of the kids not even out of their teens, the Cowsills suddenly had to learn how to survive. John packed up his gear and got a job in construction. Paul joined the Navy. Bob was offered a job in the music business, but walked away and sold his equipment for $60.
I got a job sweeping a garage for like 3 months.
Susan, who was just 11 at the time, went back to school. By 16, she was a 9th grade dropout and making a go of it as a solo artist. So where are they now? In 1998, the Cowsills released Global, their first new record in nearly 30 years.
Hold all your memories inside.
The album is packed with the perky harmonies of original members John, Paul, Bob, and Susan. Sadly, their mother died in 1985. Their father 6 years later in 1991.
Give me a head with hair, long, beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, streaming, flaxen, waxing. Give me death.
After touring away the better part of their youth, this time the Cowsills won't be leaving home.
And the thing is that if you have children, you do not go out on tour, okay? Because if you have children, you're going to f them royally if you head out and be Mr. Showbiz, rock and roll, fame and fortune. It ain't going to happen. I let it fly in the breeze and get caught in the
Instead, the group is hawking their wares with an ingenious new marketing strategy. In 1998, the band built themselves a cozy home on the web, then set up shop.
And we're going to market our music this way, and we're going to do it ourselves, and just present ourselves to the world saying, here it is, here's what we look like, here's what we sound like, and here's where you can get it. It's Cowsills.com. It sounds so contemporary.
30 years later, the Cowsills haven't turned out so bad themselves. No longer focused on what could have been, they've come to accept the past and each other.
We're a closer family than you will really ever find because there's no bullshit, there's no mandatory visits, there's none of this crap.
As for regrets,
never.